Yo, what's going on? Justice Severin here, back at it from the original chapters. Today we are breaking down a big topic around time management with prospects, right? Really tips around the best ways to know who you should be engaging your time with and who you should not be engaging your time with in order to stay most efficient inside of your business. All right, so go ahead, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. This is a live video we did right there inside of my original chapters marketing group. So without further ado, let's get to it. Time manager with prospects. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right in here. So first and foremost, I want to talk about conversations in general. Keep in mind now with conversations, you have to be goal driven with these conversations. Think about how you're going into these convos. Are you going to these conversations just kind of winging it, hoping, just hoping a sale comes out of it somehow? Doesn't really matter who you talk to, what direction it goes. Once again, maybe in the back of your mind, you're just thinking, let me just make sure I get a sale. And however happens in between, great. Whoever I'm talking to, as long as I can get them to the promised land, that's what I want to do. So, of course, yeah, we all go into these with the goal of getting a sale. But at the end of the day, too, you have to keep in mind that we want to talk to people who are actually going to be heading in the right direction. There's so many times when kind of you think, all right, you're talking to a prospect, maybe you're just kind of talking to them about, the weather, building rapport as you should. But me personally, I really don't focus on building rapport to the extent where we're just talking about it's snowing and the weather and this and that. I tell you all the time, building rapport is more so showing that you're an expert and you're someone who can help them. So at the end of the day, trying to keep a focus on that. Don't just be goal driven towards the sale. Be goal driven towards your time and your energy and actually how you want to go about these conversations. I see someone in the comments drop, help me sign a deal, please. I need hands-on help. Hey, we're going to bring up your questions here too. I'm happy to answer them at the end. So, but realistically, be goal driven more so than just the sale. Be goal driven on there's more outcomes that can happen than just you getting a sale. For instance, if you have something else, maybe you just want to get them on your email list. Maybe every lead is different, so you should be able to kind of quickly tell so that you can actually know what's best for them. If you're dealing with multiple ticket offers, high ticket, low ticket, be goal driven. So maybe in that case you're qualifying the prospect in your conversation. You're not just itchy for the sale. If you go in there with clarity, it's gonna make it a lot easier. And what leads into the next part is it's gonna allow you to know how much time should really be spent with a customer, and not even with a customer, with a prospect. Realistically, these things should not be dragged out. Like I said, it's not all about building rapport, talking about where you're from, XYZ. These things can be nice to get you in the door and early on, but we want to deal with people really who have more money than time. People who at the end of the day don't have all day there. They don't just have time to kick it because they're doing something else realistically. And if they're not doing something else, they have a limited amount of time to kind of make something happen. And if you have their attention, don't waste it. Be straightforward. Don't drag out your conversations. You see it all the time where people are having conversations and they're just going on for a half a day and they haven't even put their pitch out there because they just feel like they just want to keep on building that rapport. And yeah, some people do have they go about it in the way where, all right, you know what? Let me just kind of build a connection. I'll reach out to them tomorrow. We'll talk again. Then, I'll reach out again maybe a couple days later after that, and then we'll dive into our pitch. For me, there's a big timing issue with that. I would much rather you go ahead and if you have their interest, get them while it's hot. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, someone else is going to slide in. For all you know, someone else is playing the long game with them, and now you talk to them while they've had maybe one or two conversations with the original person. Then finally, you talk to them briefly, and then you think, all right, let me go back to them the next day. But now the person who's playing the long game sees them before you, and now you just lost the sale, and they're jumping with them. You see it all the time in this space, and you can't always avoid that. But in my perspective, if you have someone's attention, take advantage of it. They're listening to you for a reason because they think that you can actually help them. And if you're just having a casual conversation and you're not getting the energy where it doesn't seem like you can help them from them, then you're not going about the conversation the right way. Like I said, rapport isn't just talking about where you're from, being casual. It's showing that you're an expert, enthusiastic, sharp as a tack, and someone who knows what they're talking about, has been doing this for X amount of time. You didn't just wake up and now we're having a conversation with someone like, oh yeah, we're both new. How's it going? Be goal driven in these conversations you're having, and have the mindset of, look, I want to talk to the people who are right for me. And obviously, of course, if you're adding people into your friends list, you should be adding some targeted leads here. So you should already be knowing that the people that you're having conversations with are interested in what you have. So now it's more so weeding the time vampires from the people who have, like I said, more time, more money than time. Keep it straightforward. You know, in the beginning, I had not even a tough time with this. Maybe that's even a lie, but I can tell you right now, I have no problem with just kind of being direct with someone and jumping right to the situation. Because here's the thing, the topic today is really managing your time with prospects. I'd rather know if they're serious or not. If I have something that can help them and they don't want to hear it, now listen to this. I'm not saying jump in and pitch on your first message. That's crazy. That's ludicrous right there. Realistically, you do have to get in there and just ease your way in. Don't go. I've seen people too, even people who think that they're quote unquote successful in other industries and try and jump into this. I was talking to someone who has an e-commerce business, and now he was talking about how he's doing this organically, and he goes into the conversation saying, "Oh, I'm a 7-figure earner, XYZ. Let me know if I can help you." That kind of stuff turns people off. So I don't mean jumping in quickly and that kind of goal driven. I mean, get yourself in the door. If they open it and they're accepting to you, start the conversation. But once I learned a great tip here. Realistically, in my conversations, for one, you have to lead the conversation where you're asking the questions. If it turns around, they're asking you questions, then there's a good chance that they're going to try and pitch to you. If you're not the alpha in these conversations, it's going to go backwards fast. So realistically, it should not take more than, 3 to 6 questions. Anywhere from you start asking more than 6. 6 is a lot to me. You're asking like 5 questions, 6 questions. That should be your max, and you should have already qualified them within those questions and find out if there's someone who actually is a legitimate prospect, a qualified lead. That's what I talk to people all the time about Facebook ads and things like that, where they say, oh, I got an email list of X amount. It's like, how many of those are actually qualified prospects, actually qualified leads? I think we all know there's a big difference there. So keep that in mind. We want to look for qualified leads, and when we have them, take advantage of them. Timing is a big thing, if you ask me, in this industry, because at the end of the day, you are not the only person playing the organic Facebook game. So get yourself in there. If you have a high ticket offer, book them in for a call. If you don't have high ticket, maybe a value ladder, go ahead and show them what you got. But if they're interested, you have to take advantage. And that leads me to another situation as well. Also a good way to now get your conversations going the right way. Content is going to help you to kind of get prospects who are raising their hands. And now for you to be straightforward is that much more effective. I'm not sure if you remember joining this group. I have a question that says, hey, if you need help with XYZ, let me know and I'll reach out. If someone says yes to that question, I'm going to reach out to them. I'm not going to I'm not going to reach out and then just start talking about, like I said, oh, where you from, XYZ? You said yes. Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. If you're not interested, then I'm not going to waste my time, because our time is too valuable. I put a post out in the group not too long ago. I said, if you're going to have a call with Bill Gates, are you going to make that phone call while you're driving in the car, while you're watching your kid, while you're doing XYZ? No, you're going to block out all distractions, and you're going to make sure that you get everything you can out of that conversation. So honestly, you should be treating yourself the same way as if you're Bill Gates and someone's trying to talk to you. Whatever person is you're thinking of, Grant Cardone, friggin' Russell Brunson, whoever the heck it is, Michael Jordan, if that's who you want to talk to, at the end of the day, understand that your time is valuable and you should not be wasting your time with people who don't respect it. And that goes as well for if you're on a sales call with someone who you think is a prospective lead, and then you start to see that things aren't going your way. Don't feel like you have to drag that phone call out for an hour and a half just because they feel like chatting with you. You need to learn to be direct and not waste your time, because at the end of the day, that's money left on the table. If someone misses a sales call with me and then they try and book another call with me after, and once again, I call them sales calls, strategy sessions. Don't word it differently to your prospect, but in general, let's just call it what it is. If you have a sales call with somebody and they miss it, and I'll give them a second chance. Things happen. If someone misses the second one, they try and book a third with me, I'll be blunt with them and say, hey, like, this is the third time I've seen you on my calendar. What's going on here? Like, are you going to continue to waste my time, or are we actually going to talk? Like, are we going to talk business? Like I said, that person seems like they have all the time in the world where they can just keep on rescheduling. Usually those aren't the people to me who are busy. At the end of the day, if someone's busy, they're going to make time for that call because they know it's going to get them to where they want to be, and they can stop wasting time with whatever strategy they have going on there. And so I want you to really keep in mind sticking away from time vampires, time suckers. That's going to kill your business, because at the end of the day, time is money. The more conversations you can have, the better. If you're sitting there wasting your time with someone, and you should also, it's a good skill to have in this organic Facebook game, learn how to have multiple conversations at once. You should be following, I say this word lightly, a script. Once again, your script changes with everyone. Everyone's conversation is different, but they're all the same. If you haven't heard me say that, I say that all the time there, because at the end of the day, you should be heading, once again, goal driven. You should be heading down the same path. And you should consider this like a sales call. I say that all the time too. Your goal is to the end game, to the sale, right? There's no reason you have to be all the way outside when you're heading straight down the line. It's okay to, sometimes, like I said, build a little rapport. You go off topic for a sec, bring it back in. It's always good if someone is talking with you. That means that they like what you're saying. They like the energy you have. Continue that, but have a purpose with it, And I'll say this as well. For you people dragging it out thinking that, oh, I don't want to come on as too salesy. A lot of the times, your prospect can smell your sales pitch from a mile away. So at the end of the day, that's another reason why I sometimes just like to be straightforward, because you think you're being slick by delaying the inevitable. But at the end of the day, they can see it either way. And a lot of times, at least in my situation, people, whether they see it or not, if they're interested, they're interested. Once again, it comes back to, am I an expert who can potentially help them? If I'm an expert who can help them, why would I waste my time? Why would they waste their own time? Let's get right to it. You're in this. I know that if I'm talking to the person, in my mind, I know you're in the affiliate space. Hey, they understand that they're in the affiliate marketing space. Let's go ahead and see what we can do and take your business to the next level. Should be as straightforward as that. And if it's not, move on to the next. There's another thing right there. It's kind of, maybe this isn't the best phrase for it, but it's like, don't cry over spilled milk. If somebody is a past lead that you had, it didn't work out for XYZ reason, or maybe you feel like they keep on saying, oh, follow up with me later. I'm going to finish this right now, XYZ. It's okay to, once again, handle those objections too. If you think that, maybe they're just beating around the bush and you think there's a chance you can still get them, try and handle that objection. But at the end of the day, if maybe they do just need more time, put them on your calendar. If it's a future sales call, or just put them on your calendar as a reminder to reach back out then. But just put that out of your mind. Put that out of your mind and just go for the next one. Because at the end of the day, there are always more fish in the sea in this industry. That's why I'm in the wealth niche, and hopefully you're in the wealth, health, relationships, something that's in demand. Because then you don't have to constantly worry, like, ooh, the one who got away. For me, it feels like, there's hundreds that got away. But at the end of the day, I know that there's hundreds more, thousands more that are going to be coming within the next month, within the next week. So maybe not thousands within a week, potentially hundreds within the next week, couple weeks, because there's just so many leads out there. And like I said before too, if you can also start writing some engaging content with call to actions, like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. If you can actually get people to raise their hands and speak with you, just think about how much more you'll be able to save in time in those conversations. Because once again, the goal is to be direct. The goal is to actually see if you have something that can help them, right? Scope the situation. That's why I always preach in the beginning. See if they actually need help where they are. And if they need your help, which if at the call to action from a post, you're saying, hey, drop a hashtag XYZ if you need help with XYZ, or, drop a hashtag X if you need help with YZ. Then they answer. When you reach out to them now, following up, why would you not be straight to the point? That's just me being blunt here. Even with those people, I have no reason to build the quote unquote fake rapport. And once again, ask how the weather's doing, XYZ. In Messenger, it's like, you raise your hand, let's talk. So keep that in mind right there. Like I said, your approach to every conversation should be, in my mind, just assuming they're not going to buy. Because one, that's going to allow you to detach from the sale. It's going to also make you look less needy. And when you're less needy, it builds authority. And authority, like I said, authority, expertise, showing that you are forced to be reckoned with. This is what inspires people to want to work with you. So that's really, I hope that really nails it in for you there. Time management. I'm telling you, you get these things down, it's going to give you so much more clarity when you're walking forward in your messenger conversations. It's going to give you so much more clarity when you're just really speaking with the prospect, understanding where they are, understanding the way that they're speaking back with you. And if it's not going the way you want, don't put too much energy in that. At the end of the day, you can always follow up with them. That's why it's important. I have a messenger CRM there. It can be nice to know when to follow up with people. Put that in your weekly routine. I'm a big fan of keeping track of your stats and just knowing what you're doing week by week and how it's affecting your business. How many conversations are you starting? How many friends are you adding? How many calls are you jumping on? How many follow-up calls do you have? And how many no-show? I'm a big fan of keeping those stats there because at the end of the day, it is a numbers game, but it's not, right? At the end of the day, if you're not doing what it takes to actually get yourself out there and have these conversations, and that's why I say, don't let people who are not legitimate prospects waste your time, because now that's distracting you from focusing on other people who potentially are ready to buy. Do have their hands up and say, hey, I'm ready to go. Those are the people we want, not the people who are just out there wasting time. The people who have more money than time. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any more questions on that. I really want to give you that kind of clarity there. Like I said, don't worry about people smelling your pitches. Don't worry about people who just don't seem like they actually have a legitimate chance of buying what you're interested in. Or buying what you're selling, buying what you're promoting. I was speaking with someone else the other day who said, I don't sell anything. I said, what do you mean you don't sell anything? He says, oh no, I provide a service. You're selling something, all right? At the end of the day, we all are selling something. This is sales and marketing. Let's focus on the skills that matter here and how to improve them. So at the end of the day, that doesn't mean how do you get better at selling, being pushy. No, that's not the case. It's about going about it the right way, taking care of what matters most, being efficient with your time. All right, so keep that in mind there. Like I said, hey, if you guys were live and watching this, drop that live. If you watched it this long for the replay, drop the hashtag replay. Smash that love button. We're going to keep these coming as always. You know me, but hey, it's Thursday. Finish off the week strong. Let's do what you can to get that sale on Friday and speak with those people who are worth your time. All right, so this is Justice for Affiliate Family. Appreciate you guys. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel and absolutely go ahead and join us in our original chapters community. Links right down there in the description. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.